Oh, there it is. It's just come up recording.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you may be watching this video. Today, we're continuing on our Mad March, Make a Difference. And to cap it off with one of the people that we know that are absolutely making a difference in people's lives, we've got the famous Miles on today's show. Now, just to give a bit of a little introduction as to where we know Miles from, we met him at a personal development course called Fully Live. And so what more do we want to do in life other than fully live? And Miles, even at that first stages of when we first met him, both Claire and I were wowed by his personality, basically, of just being really kind and generous and honest. And so we're like, yeah, we like that guy. We want more of that in our lives. So what happened next was we moved up to the Sunshine Coast and Claire and I got married and we continued a little bit of chats, and Miles happened to come along to one of our pre-wedding extravaganza week events and sort of like checked out one of our other guests, Miss Steph, and went, ooh, she's all right. And today they're living together. Would you believe that was 2 years ago? And they're now living together. So it's a very, very cool little introduction as to where we're at, as to how we know Miles. Now you're going to get to know Miles a little bit better today as well. So Miles, welcome to the Khaleesi tribe and channel.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a great morning. I've just come back from week 6 of surf lessons with Waves of Wellness. So very excited. Great day.
Yeah.
I did get 2 feet on the board, albeit for a millisecond. So beautiful.
That's a first, isn't it? The 2 feet on the board.
It is. First time. Yeah.
The feet a kiss, but hey.
Yep.
Well, I don't think I can get there. Not on this chair. Hold on. Nah, not quite. Anyways, moving forward. It's this week's theme of Make a Difference Mad March is all about paying it forward. Now, Miles, over to you. What does paying it forward mean to you?
It actually means a fair bit. It's a part of me that feels really good. It's, excuse me, even though, to me, to other people, there's not much to it. To me, there's a lot to it. It can change me for the day and it can change the other people for the day. So I actually love it. And on that course you're talking about with David, he emphasized that. He said, the pay it forward, everyone's going through a hard day. So from there is where I've really listened to that and taken it up to the next level sort of thing of doing it a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
So very good. I remember one of the first times that kicked me off years ago. I was at a shopping centre and a lady, and I assume with her grandson, was shopping and they couldn't afford it. And I was not in a financial position to help pay for that. But the child started crying as they're walking off. And I'm looking at that going, oh, should I pay for it? Would it hurt my family if I do that, if I do this? And that for me is where it started, because I didn't end up paying for it and I regretted it. Not the sounds of it, it was for a birthday party for that kid. So from there I've gone, you know what, if my family can go without a little bit just to help other families, it's a good thing.
Yeah. It's when you have those personal experiences that it really goes, yep, this is important to me. This is a key value for me.
Yep.
And so Mars, I am lucky enough to hear from you every single day because you are also included in our gratitude group. So Claire has spoken about our gratitude group on many of occasions before. Basically, there's a group of us from all around the world. Like we've got USA, Denmark, Australia, New Zealand, all over the place. And it's only a little intimate group of about 12 people. And we put in, what are we grateful for every single day? So on a daily basis, I get to hear the adventures of Miles. Hence, I know that he is really living this pay it forward experience and value of his. So
Yep.
Miles, can you give us some specific examples of when you have paid it forward in today's life?
I do it a fair bit. I'm actually due to do it again. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just the look on the other people's face that's just not expecting it, the feelings that it gives me. So of recent, there was a lady, grandma-ish. So for me, grandma-ish, a senior citizen, was struggling at the fuel bowser. So she couldn't get it to work properly. She was unaware of what fuel she needs. So I gave her a hand and I said, look, excuse me, ma'am, just wait a second. I'll finish what I'm doing. I'll give you a hand. Another gentleman helped out. And then as she was fumbling around for it, I paid for her fuel on the inside. So when I paid for my fuel and she was all sorted, I paid for her fuel and come back out and said, there you go, ma'am, it's all sorted. So the look on her face, she goes, really? Which is, most people, really? Why would you do that? And I went, it's okay. You're having a bit of problems with it, so I helped you out for the day. Yeah.
And if you can't tell, with Miles's terminology, yes, ma'am, he's of the military, of previous military experience. And I always have to laugh every time he calls me ma'am. I'm like, who am I? Am I 50? What's going on? But no, it is a very sweet little anecdote of part of Miles's language, should we say. Yeah.
And old style manners. Ma'am and sir have gone past, so we need to bring them back. Calling someone ma'am, it's more of a respect thing rather than an insult. So some people today take it as an insult, but for me, it's a respect.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. It just makes me giggle, basically.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a great example of that older senior citizen and how you helped out. Do you have any other examples as to what you've done in this pay it forward theme?
Yes, a number. A poor lady at the shopping centre had lost her wallet and she was in a panic, as everyone gets into when they've misplaced their phone or their wallet, and especially these days with phone, but absolutely every bit of information's on there. So I was at the checkout behind her and she walked away into the last shop, and then the checkout assistant, she found the wallet. And she goes, oh, here it is. And I said, oh, I'll go get her and come back. I said, ma'am, we found your wallet. It's at the checkout. Come back down. And I looked at the amount of groceries she had and said, never mind, I've got it. Excuse me. And both the checkout operator and the lady are both standing there going, really? Why would you do that? And I said, it's the worst feeling in the world to feel like you've lost your wallet. If this changes the outlook of your day, it's changed mine already, it's okay. So I'll pick up the tab. And the lady joking behind her, like, had a full basket, and she goes, can you get mine too?
That would be pretty cool. Not today. You didn't lose your wallet today.
Yeah, I've just got hers, but yeah, okay.
And have you ever surprised someone anonymously?
A couple of times, yes.
Yeah. Did you do the whole hide behind the bush to see their reaction?
No, I got the shop assistant to give it to them. So there was in a beauty shop called Loccatan. They've got some beautiful products in there for ladies. Loccatan, men, Loccatan. You pronounce it correctly. And they're just all cosmetics, great products. And I was in there shopping for a present, and a little girl was carrying on about how much she loved the lip glosses and how good it'd make her look. So I bought one and said to the shop assistant, when I leave, can you just give that to the young girl who's standing there? And she gave it to her just as I left the store. And I could hear the girl as I'm walking away going, oh my God, someone just bought me something. Look at what I've got, man. So she was shopping with grandparents. She said, look what I've got, look what I've got. So that was really good.
Yeah.
Other anonymous ones, I'm trying to think. I've sort of more do face-to-face, not many anonymous. Like some will be the drop and go.
Yeah.
Or where you get someone else to help out. Yeah.
That's all good. So these all seem to have like a financial backing to them. How do you prioritize that this is important enough that you'll give up your hard-earned cash or your cash to be able to do this?
It's a no-brainer. It's simple. Everyone has a bad day. Everyone has an off time. Everyone has something. So to me, it's very easy. I will, if I'm at the shops, I'll even look at the person behind me, even if they look well off. It's, mate, I've got it for you. I picked up a gentleman's groceries behind me because he only had 4 objects. And I said to the shop assistant, grab those ones too. And he goes, hey, that's my stuff. And I went, I know, sir. I'm going to pay for it. He goes, you're going to do what? I said, okay, pay it forward. Let's go. Put it through. And the shop assistant had already done it beep before the gentleman got to question it. So that was really good. It just changes my whole outlook for the day. I love it.
Yeah. There is a riddle which I'm going to get wrong because I'm so bad at remembering the exact words, but you'll get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Now, find a penny, pick it up, and
all day you'll have good luck.
Pass it on, and forevermore you'll have good will or something like that. So it's actually like
good fortune at your door.
Good fortune. Right?
Yeah.
And so it's actually taking that concept and actually putting it in. I wish I had written it down beforehand because I just thought of it just then. I'm like, that's a great riddle to bring into this conversation. But anyways, you get the gist. Yeah. And so it's just like going, okay, well, I've found something, and then having fortune of yourself and then passing it on, and then that will bring more karma back to you to have more fortune as well. And I love that thought behind it. And just with that, as to how you share your cash with others, do you do it in a structured way, like going, okay, well, I want to do this and I'm going to apportion 1% of my income to doing this, or do you just do it spontaneously as to whatever floats your boat?
Most of the time it's just spontaneous. Yeah, I'll be standing there in sometimes a terrible mood. I'm having a terrible day, something's gone wrong, and I just stand there and like frustrated, and then I look behind me and go, you know what, never mind. And then there's a couple of different occasions at cafes. A beautiful lady named June in Caloundra. We were at the RSL last year on Vietnam Veterans Day. And I'd had a bit of a poo morning anyway. Different Veterans Days mean different things to other veterans. So a bit of a shit morning for myself. But June was on her own and she's standing behind me. I said, you know what, ma'am, I've got it. You pick what you need. I'll pay for it. And she looked at me and she goes, no. And I went, yes, ma'am. Look, I'm not having a good day, so this will help change my attitude for the day. So let's change yours too. And she goes, beautiful. So she ordered her lunch and she said, because you paid for my meal, how about you sit down and have lunch with me? So June and I had a wonderful lunch, sat there for an hour before she had to go. She told me all about her life, how she was the only person living left out of her immediate family. She had no actual blood relatives. June, wonderful lady, told me that her birthday was the 7th of October and she was turning 90. So I also surprised her for her 90th birthday. I remembered that and turned back up to the RSL to present her flowers for her day. She was just standing there going, I can't believe you remembered my birthday from that conversation, let alone turned up.
Yeah.
She said, if I'd known you were going to be here, I would have invited you for lunch.
Oh, that is so cute.
One of the staff members, he was hilarious. He came up and he goes, oh my God, are you that gentleman? And I went, yes. He goes, Junie was talking to me and she's going, Junie still got it, son. Junie still got it. I just had lunch with that hot young man over there.
There's so many things that I love about this story, Miles. First off is the whole, you were having a shit day and you knew that if you did something for somebody else, that it would improve your mood. So we talk about being in a foul mood and think then, okay, well, what's the quickest way that we can switch that attitude? And it's all about looking at how can we move into an attitude of gratitude. So in previous weeks, we've spoken about having an attitude of gratitude, and that's the fastest way you can flick the switch,
yes,
and move into a better mood, basically. And so that's first thing that you've done that. The second thing is that it really just proves that point of the find a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck and pass it on and you'll have more fortune. That concept, because you, by buying her lunch, you got given good karma by being able to spend that day with Judy. And like some people might not see that as an advantage. I definitely see that as an advantage. Like we need to, like as a society, I think we undervalue our elders tremendously. And I think their stories and their experience and things like that, they've been through a lot. They've got a lot of value to provide. And so it's actually sharing that knowledge with you is awesome. There was a third thing, but a crying baby and a barking dog may have just made me forget it, but hey. Or we could just call it pregnancy, post-pregnancy mama brain, whatever you want to call it. In any case.
She had an exceptional life. In the hour and a half that we discussed, it was from her being on the Birdsville track to her station time to the the city she'd lived in, to the families that she'd lost, to the children that she'd lost, from years ago. And I was just blown away. I'm like, you actually just needed someone to either vent that with or pass on what you have done. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I think Steph was a bit jealous that she missed out on the first lunch with June.
And first off, two questions here. What's been the best reaction that you've had? And has anybody outright absolutely refused you?
There's been a couple of people that have tried to outright refuse it, and they go, no. And by the time they're continually talking, I've already swiped the card and paid for it. So, which is an advantage of pay waves. It's the only advantage, that you can just pay out and it's done. I haven't had anyone like, no, you're not going to do that, which is really good. They see it as the basic gift that it is. And what was the other part? The first part of that.
What was the best reaction that you've ever had?
June is up there. June was a really good one. Oh, good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, Sandy. Yes. Good on in.
When I surprised June back for her 90th birthday with a bouquet of flowers, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
Even I've had simple from the basic. Going for a walk one morning, shit was wrong. I was crying while I was actually walking because I wear sunglasses, no one can see. Had my earphones in, and I had the dog, Molly's dog, Banjo. He's a good little boy. Walking down, I heard a kid go, "Ooh, look at that dog. Can I pat him?" So I stopped, made Banjo sit, and the dog, he's grabbed the dog and he's like, "Oh!" And the mother goes, "How did you hear that?" And I went, "I'm just tuned in. I heard it." And I said, "And that one's actually made my day. Thank you very much." And she said, "You're thanking me?" And I went, "Yes, I'm thanking you. You've just changed my day because of your child with that one simple thing. What a beautiful dog. Can I pat it?" Change the outlook. So that was a good one. Even though it was just so small of, "Can I pat your dog?"
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I love that.
Here's to smile.
Yeah. Well, it's a great little segue, Miles, because I'd really like to know deep as to how does it really make you feel to do these actions?
Just good. Very good. I love it. It's the smallest actions have the biggest outcome. Something so small that can take 5 seconds, 5 minutes, an hour lunch can change so many things. Everyone's having a poo day at different times. Everyone's going through different things. So if I can change one perspective and then get them to pass that on and go, "You know what? I love what that gentleman said, and he's talking about paying it forward." Well, it works. It works. I've got another friend who's now in mining, and he now has the income to help himself, and he and his wife get very excited. They go, "Oh, that person needs some help. Let's do this. I just heard that over there. Let's go do this." So simple things like that, but love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Absolutely. And for the Cluesy Tribe, Miles, have you got any tips or tricks that you would recommend for them?
Just give it a crack. Just do one. Just start with a simple person behind you, simple person in front of you that looks like they're having either a bad day, good day. Make it better. Just walk up and go, "Here, I've got that." I think Steph and I were having lunch when we first started going out, and there was an older lady sitting next to us on her own, and you could tell on her face that she really missed whoever normally joins her for coffee. I said to Steph, "I'll be back in a second." She's like, "Right." So I come back with 2 bunches of flowers, one for Steph and one for the lady sitting next to us. And the lady's like, I went, "That's all right, ma'am. Yeah, this will brighten your day up. If it doesn't, that's okay."
Awesome. Well, we're going to throw it out there to the Cluesy Tribe to see if you can take on Miles's suggestion of actually going and paying it forward yourself, giving it a go. And we really, really, really want to hear about your stories as to how you go about this. So if you can share on this post or just in the Cluesy channel as to how you went about it, what you did, what the reaction was, how you felt, we would love, love, love to hear about it.
Yep. That's it from us. It's not hard. Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. That's it. Miles, thank you so much for today. It's great to have you on the Cluesy show and just to really share something that you're doing almost innately now. So We really appreciate it. We appreciate you, and have a fabulous rest of your day.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. You too.